Today we're in Scarsdale, New York, and we're at the offices of Dr. Ilana Rosenberg. So excited to be here. We're going to be talking about the subject of psychology. Hello, thank you for having us in today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming.
Wonderful. What made you decide to have psychology as your personal career?
So when I was a young teenager, I was in therapy and I found it so helpful, so life-changing that I wanted to help other people the way that I was helped.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And you built a wonderful spa-like place here. What was the idea or the creative thought behind that?
Yeah, I really felt what helped me as a person was being, when I was in a warm, nurturing environment. And so I really wanted to create an environment where people would feel cared for. And so, the acronym for Scarsdale Psychology Associates is SPA.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, actually my husband came up with that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I like the acronyms. I do indeed. You have a penthouse here, and you have different rooms, different conversational rooms, and it really makes you feel like you're in a comfortable space.
Yeah.
What I was surprised to learn, which is wonderful, is that you do a little bit of matchmaking.
Yeah.
So when you have someone come in for therapy, you have other associates, and then you kind of match them for what it is that they're looking to do.
Yeah. I think very carefully about the match because studies show that the chemistry of the match, the goodness of fit, that's what predicts therapeutic outcomes. So that's what predicts success in therapy. So I really try and think carefully about it. And we offer 10-minute informational meetings. So the patient will always have a chance to either Zoom or meet in person with a therapist. And if for whatever reason it feels like not the right fit, then we go back to the drawing board, no charge, and I'm happy to match them up with someone else.
Because ultimately what you're wanting to do is to always have positive outcomes.
Yeah.
One of the things I learned about you too is that you believe intrinsically that people are good at the core of their soul.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that people are good inside. And that when they, certain times, their behaviors or actions might not reflect that, that's a defense.
Okay.
And that's a way people develop that when they're young. And it's a way to survive and cope with whatever environment they're in. And those defenses are good. They're trying to help you. Well, for example, your inner critic, right? We all have that voice, every one of us. And sometimes it can be very loud. And it's really like your best friend trying to help you and say, hey, get in line, do this better, don't make that mistake again. But sometimes it can be so loud that you don't feel good inside, you don't feel at ease, you can't be comfortable or think, and it prevents you from actually acting in line with your values. So that's why I really found that developing self-compassion, learning how to deal differently with your inner critic, it's such a game changer. And seeing people as good inside, like seeing when you look at the world around you, seeing that everyone has a good core, and sometimes, yes, they might behave in ways that are difficult, and sure, you have to put limits on or protect yourself. But to understand that people are good inside and they're just, whatever behaviors they do are ways to try and protect and help themselves.
Okay.
I find that a game-changing way to look at yourself and at life and at other people, because it changes your lens and how you're seeing the world and interactions.
What is something that holds people back from asking for help? What is it about that when they maybe want to talk to somebody but they just don't know what the first step is?
I think there's anxiety. They don't know what it's going to be like. Maybe they're scared to confront their feelings or something that they think is going to be difficult for them. And what we know about anxiety is that the more you avoid, so your anxiety may go down at first, but ultimately it goes way back up. If you approach, then what happens is your anxiety may go way up, but then ultimately it goes way down. Okay. So you just have to take, the next small step in the right direction, right? Whatever that might be. If it's talking to a friend, asking for a recommendation. If you call us, we're very warm and welcoming. We really want to welcome people here and make them feel good and comfortable.
Speaking of comfortable, your office is lovely and you have many different areas for conversation. Yeah. What made you decide to create your own space like this?
Yeah, so I really felt like things that helped me, myself, were to be in a warm, compassionate environment, and I wanted to create that for other people so they'd feel comfortable here. And I really feel like change happens when you can accept yourself and feel accepted and in a warm, caring relationship with your therapist. So I really wanted to create a place where people could come feel taken care of from start to finish, and and learn how to develop compassion and self-compassion, which is, I really think, a game changer for people. And so I hire therapists who are really warm, welcoming, compassionate, so people feel good. The best kind of therapy to me is open-hearted therapy, where there's a true, warm, empathic connection between the therapist and the patient, where the patient feels understood, accepted, cared about, and that's how people can change, right? When you learn to accept yourself just as you are, that's how you change. And self-compassion, developing that for yourself, it changes the whole way you look at the world. It changes how you look at yourself. It changes how you look at others. For example, one of the types of therapy I do, it really sees people as being good inside. And we all have a good core. And sometimes when we act in ways that aren't so helpful, it's our defenses at work, and they're just trying to help us and protect us.
Okay.
And the idea is that none of them are bad. There's no bad parts, right? It's just a part of you takes over at certain times and is trying to help you. And it might be misguided, kind of like your misguided best friend who, for example, like when your smoke detector goes off, right? And when you're burning toast, it's just trying to help you. It doesn't know that there's just toast in the oven, right? And so sometimes our defenses are like that. They might overreact to try and protect us, but ultimately they're our friends, they're our best friends, and they're really trying to help us.
Speaking of best friends, I was 60 this year. And I
Happy
have a
birthday.
lot, thank you. And I have a lot of friends that are going through menopause. And
Yeah.
I know that part of your practice
Yeah.
also helps people that are going through different life changes.
Yeah.
So how can someone be helped through that?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because, we really work with all ages in the practice. So we start with parenting of little ones, postpartum, even before that, we start with perinatal, postpartum depression, and then really on through the lifespan. And we're always seeing people go through transitions, whether it's children with anxiety or parents dealing with children with anxiety or ADHD. And then, as they age on to high school and college. And my particular passion has always been women and women's issues. And so, as I get older, I feel like the people I'm working with we're kind of, lock and step, we're aging together. And I see a lot of people right now who have, who are dealing with changes in life, right? Changes in their body, changes in their hormones, changes in their family. Something you said to me was that you're a bird launcher.
A bird launcher.
Do you remember
yes.
when you said that?
Yes, instead of an empty nester.
Instead of an empty nester.
Right. My youngest went away to college, and I said so it was a little paradigm shift.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm an empty nester, and they were going through sadness. And I said, I read somewhere that instead of that, just say that you're a bird launcher, right? So sometimes if somebody's going through a temporary challenge, psychology can also help them through that.
Yeah.
A lot of times I think people are afraid that if they go see a psychologist, they're going to have to go for the rest of their life once a week, and they're afraid of that commitment. But sometimes you just need a little tweak.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. And there's no contract, right? No one signs a contract saying, you go for as long as it's helpful, right? And, when it's not helpful or when you feel like good and you're ready to move on, then you do. Yeah, and that's great, and we're happy, and we want to celebrate that and your successes with you.
You recently received a Distinguished Service Award in your community. How did that make you feel, Anna, to have, I guess the community support behind you, almost like a cheerleader going, yay!
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
What was that feeling like, and how did you find out that you won?
Yeah, well, that's a nice way of looking at it. Also, like a cheerleader, I love that.
Right.
So I received a call from the president. I'm the president of the clinical division. She's the president of the Westchester County Psychological Association. And it felt really good. I really work hard, and I put a lot of my energy and love and passion into whatever I do. And I worked really hard to, so what I did was find speakers on different topics for a therapist in Westchester, and anyone can join, and who's a therapist. So I had lots of different speakers talk about lots of different topics, and there was something for everyone, and I think that's what they enjoyed about it, and it was really nice.
A day for people to get out and kind of connect. What types of therapy do you offer here?
Well, we actually offer a lot of different types. Really my goal is to have personalized matching, so people can have the therapist that feels like the right fit for them, because research shows that the chemistry of the match is the most important predictor of the outcome of therapy. And so I think very carefully about every match. And we also give people kind of, complimentary 10-minute informational meeting. So if they don't feel comfortable, with a therapist, they can come right back to us and be matched with someone else.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
So when somebody comes here, it's not like just because I guess one person isn't the type of person to talk to every single person.
Right.
Somebody might specialize in certain situations or challenges.
That's true too. And it's also the chemistry. Not everyone's the right match for everyone else.
Okay. So you kind of matchmake here.
I kind of matchmake. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Because I guess almost like a big sisters, big brothers type of program, right? You want to have that relationship that works.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's really the chemistry of the match that makes therapy work. It's magic.
What is the typical onboarding? Like, what types of things can you help people with from the second they pick up the phone, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's needed? What are the steps that you take?
So I really try to create a warm, welcoming environment. So I have a care coordinator who picks up the phone and is very warm and friendly. And she'll hear about everything going on, and also look up your benefits for you so that you know exactly what that will mean for you. And then she relays the information to me, and I think very carefully about the right match. So much so that, I offer a 10-minute consultation with each therapist. And if for some reason, it doesn't feel like the right match, then no worries. We'll go back to the drawing board and find a different therapist, because of how important the research is on how important the goodness of fit is between therapist and patient. That's what makes therapy work. It's magic. And then once you're on board, we submit your claims for you to your health insurance, so you don't have to. You come in and, I've tried to create a beautiful environment so people feel comfortable. I even started experimenting with scent in the waiting room.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's light music and snacks and coffee and tea, and I just want everyone to feel warm and at home and comfortable here so they can start to feel more comfortable in their own skin too.
When you started your practice, there weren't a lot of testimonials early on because you hadn't been in practice that long. But when you started having positive outcomes, when people were calling you and telling you thank you, was that where the satisfaction of this career choice came to play?
It's so meaningful. It's like that's the best day, right? When someone says something to me like, "You changed my life," or "You saved my life," whether they mean that literally or physically. It's really what I came here to do. It makes my day every time.
Their wellness matters to you.
So much. I care so much. I really want people to feel good in their skin, good in their body, good in their life, at ease in the world. And the more people who we have in the world who feel like that, the better world we'll all live in.
And so psychology is the overall writing component that's here. And what's so nice about it is that Scarsdale Psychology Associates stands for the word spa, right? And so they should just come here and check it out, right?
Yeah.
I thank you very, very much. I really enjoyed being here today. Your space is beautiful. It's warm, inviting, and felt totally comfortable visiting with you today.
Thank you so much for being here.
It's nice to be here.
Yeah.
We have been visiting with Dr. Ilana Rosenberg, and if you're anywhere in the country, don't hesitate to call because they also offer teletherapy. I'm Donna Drake, signing out.